Hello and welcome back to Trailer Shots. I am your host and bartender Doug King, and we're dedicating this entire episode to the great comic genius Will Ferrell. He's got a movie coming out later this year called The Campaign, and then next year he is coming out with the sequel to the comedy classic The Anchorman. It is The Anchorman 2, and we have a teaser trailer for you. I'm drinking scotch in honor of Ron Burgundy, and scotch is his favorite drink. In fact, he was quoted as saying, "I love scotch. Scotchy scotch scotch. Here it goes down, down into my belly." So that's what we're gonna do, is drink some scotch, watch some Will Ferrell, and get ready. It's time for Trailer Shots. So as I said, we're dedicating this entire episode to Will Ferrell. Throughout it, you're going to learn some facts and some trivia about him as well as his castmates, and then we're going to look at each of the films. First up is The Campaign. Let's have a look.
How's my hair?
Strong, so strong.
My hair could lift a car off a baby if it had to.
Absolutely.
That's what I like to hear.
Education is our future. Farmers are this nation's backbone.
Bankers,
Women,
veterans,
Filipino tilt-a-whirl operators are this nation's backbone. Salamat.
Cam Brady will win his 5th term in Congress simply by signing the registration ballot. That's one of the perks of running unopposed.
Let's get this bad boy signed.
I don't know if that's supposed to be pushing or pulling. Hey.
Who is that guy?
This has been my dream, running for office.
You're challenging our 4-term congressman. How do you expect to do that?
Did I say that again? Now that I'm running for Congress, we're gonna be under a lot of scrutiny. Anybody have anything that they want to share with us?
I said the Lord's name in vain at school.
Is that it?
I went to the petting zoo and I let the goat lick my wiener.
That little guy's a weirdo. I'm gonna smoke that clown.
We've got some work to do, right?
How you doing?
Hate to break it to you, friend, but your balloon's getting ready to pop. And that balloon's full of your own butt toots.
Are you trying to trash talk me? Your mama's like a vacuum cleaner. She sucks, she blows, and gets laid in a closet. That's what nuts feel like. Stop it.
Washington, D.C. is a mess. How do you say it's a mess in Hebrew?
Balagan.
Donkey Kong?
You want a holy war, little man?
Let me hear a Cam Brady 012. Oh, shove a throwing star up a Chinese monkey.
They want to get my gold on the ceiling.
I refuse to lose, and I will win.
This dog has a lot of fight in him.
Marty Huggins? What do you got there? Is that a crossbow? Ah! Oh, Black Hawk down!
Gentlemen, we've got some babies to kiss.
That's my baby to kiss.
Stop it!
They want to get my...
He just punched a baby.
Is anyone asking how my hand feels after punching that iron-like jaw of that baby?
Well, come on now, that looks like it's going to be hilarious. You've got two brilliant comic geniuses, Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis, and they're directed by director and producer Jay Roach, who brought us Borat, the Meet the Fockers and Meet the Parents trilogy, as well as the Austin Power trilogy. So you've got 3 great comic geniuses coming together to do this film. It looks like it's just going to be hilarious. I'm going to give it 5 out of 5 shots. I, for one, like Will Ferrell. I do admit that he can be an acquired taste, but I think he's just brilliant. There's just something about him that I really, really like. Will Ferrell is of Irish descent. This film is about 2 competing politicians in the state of North Carolina, and that is, ironically, where Zach Galifianakis grew up. Coincidence? I think not. Zach Galifianakis is of Greek descent. Well, we're giving The Campaign 5 out of 5 shots. It's definitely my type of humor. If you like Will Ferrell and Zach, then you will definitely like this film. It opens August 10th, and that is The Campaign. Will Ferrell's wife is Swedish. Well, next up for Will Ferrell is The Anchorman 2. Now, this is not so much a trailer showing parts of the film, but it's a teaser trailer getting you ready. I couldn't resist. Let's have a look.
In the age when the dinosaurs' roar greeted the dawn, and apes rode the winged horse across the valley of Eli, there was a lone stranger who offered comfort, wisdom, and overly sexual neck massages. It was said that he would one day return. That day has come.
Hey, America. Did you miss my hot breath in your ear?
There's gonna be submachine guns and boobies. Whammy.
Oh, it's gonna get stanky.
And now it's my turn to talk.
Rick, give a nice message to the people.
In this movie, we play witches.
Brick, what are you possibly describing? Look, it's gonna be a fun movie. It's time to do it again, but this time, I'm on top.
Well, that's just classic, and what a setup. They couldn't show any scenes from the film because, well, it hasn't even gone into production yet. But what a great setup to tease us. Most of the original cast is back. You've got, obviously, Will Ferrell, Steve Carell, Paul Rudd, who is another comic genius, and then also David Koechner, who I think is very funny as well. Steve Carell is of Italian descent. At this time, there's only rumors that Christina Applegate will be signing to return, and then there's also a rumor that Luke Wilson might join the cast. That would be great. Christina Applegate was spectacular in the first one, and so let's hope that she returns at least even in a cameo role. Will was a former member of the comedy troupe The Groundlings. Well, hard to rate this since it's not technically a trailer, it's really just a teaser for an upcoming trailer. But if I had to rate it, I would definitely give it 5 out of 5 shots. I think this is just very funny. It definitely plays into the whole dry humor that the Anchorman has and everything. I think it's great that the original cast is back. I am looking forward to this film. Should be a lot of fun. And that is The Anchorman. Look for that in 2013. Well, we've looked at films, or at least teasers of films, and now it's time to drink. Ron Burgundy was a great drinker, and we're going to have a drink called the Manhattan. Common drink, an old-fashioned drink. And the reason why we're drinking a Manhattan is because Christina Applegate's character, Veronica Corningstone, orders one in the first Ron Burgundy movie. In fact, she was quoted as saying, "Kick the vermouth in the side with a pair of steel-toed boots." Well, we're not going to quite do that, but we're going to make a version of the Manhattan. There's probably about 24 different recipes for Manhattan, but we're going to make ours with bourbon and sweet vermouth. So we're going to start off, we're going to fill up our cocktail shaker with some ice. We're going to pour in 1.5 ounces of Maker's Mark. It's a strong pour count. And then you're going to need some sweet vermouth, and that it will be 1.5 ounces of that as well. You can add bitters if you'd like. Now this is stirred, not shaken. And then we're just going to strain that into a fancy glass. Like I said, there are dozens of ways to make this. You can put it in a martini glass. I could have maybe stirred this a bit more. You can put it in a cocktail glass. You can make yours with Southern Comfort, whatever you like. But this is a version of the Manhattan. And you can also garnish it with a cherry if you prefer. So that is the Manhattan, or at least one version of it. Very simple to make. 1.5 ounces of bourbon and 1.5 ounces of sweet vermouth. Well, that does it for another episode of Trailer Shots. I appreciate you watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'd also appreciate it if you left me a comment. Please tell me what you think of the films, as well as the cocktails that we make. Subscribe so you don't miss a future episode, and then check us out on Facebook. I often post additional second and third trailers of the films we review here, as well as other gossip and trivia about Hollywood. So until next time, keep watching movies and keep taking shots. Cheers. Will Ferrell owns 3 dogs.